Okay, how to change plans and not have a good plan, basically. This is a hand that really got away from me during some of my matches today, and I'm really interested to talk a little bit about it, even if nobody cares. I am in a league match, so these players are a little bit better than their rankings. This is a new player. This is a second queue. They're both better than that. This player in particular is probably as strong as I am. I am a little bit behind near the end of the game. We're in South 3, and I am definitely holding on to a narrow third place, but I have the deal. The bad news is that I have spawned in with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 orphans and 2 pairs. So we want to hedge between the potential for, obviously, orphans, but also something like Chanta or something like Chitoi Honroto. Just some various hand types that have some value and not just hope we make the orphans, since I don't really want to throw away my deal here. I actually don't like this very first discard. I probably should have been the 8-mon instead. I don't want to alert people immediately that I'm going for orphans, but also, something that advances my hand. And I immediately draw into potential for a different Yakuman. So now I'm probably more interested in big dragons than I am in Kokushimuso, but we can discuss either one of those. I am missing the Dora, so one of the things we're going to have to be worried about is whether we can pick up the south wind, because nobody's really going to discard that very often, especially once they start to decide that maybe I'm on Kokushimuso. Need you to stop, my dude. I really wish that would get itself together. The white dragon comes out almost immediately. And I decide that this is probably more interesting than what I'm doing so far. All things taken together, that may not be correct. Because it's tough for me to use some of these, especially these, really only have value if I am playing Kokushimuso. Otherwise, I just kind of have to mawashi a lot of this around. Anyway, that's the decision that I made, and now we're just going to continue on with it. I do bink another pawn immediately, and now this west and this east are completely useless, so we need to get rid of them. I do draw the Dora, which is a little bit unfortunate, given that we have moved away from Kokushi, right? That was going to be the really hard one to get, but here we are. I really wish I'd thrown the east instead. This is definitely east and not Kyuso. Oh well, that's a mistake. Red comes out. Of course, I'm taking that. East needs to go away. Okay, so far, greed, right? Obviously greed. I think I've probably signaled that I'm interested in big dragons, but my hand can't really back up the threats that I'm making here, right? This looks very, very scary to anybody else. 3 calls very early looks terrifying. The thing is that these are useless. This is a source of value. This is a source of value. I want to hold on to those since we can't see them, but I have no real need to hold on to these. The only thing they're doing is helping me make Chanta, which is garbage at this point. Not helpful. So I probably wanted to circle out and start taking these Manzu, or take any better tile, because I just need to go fast now. If I am looking for that, then my last tile is going to have to be a pair, right? So it doesn't really matter what tile it is, since it needs to be a pair. But if I'm willing to take smaller value, or take Shosangen or something like that, better to have options. Yeah, I think this is a mistake. I think I really should have circled those out instead. I do now pick up some improvements towards that Chanta, so we're going to take that.
Yeesh.
And then the reach comes in. So, ooh, those are on. Whatever, I'll leave them on. That's fine. We can see the opponent's weight. Of course, I cannot see the opponent's weight. I am going to turn those off. What's the wind tiles? There's the wind tiles. Okay. Chibian is safe. Ooh. So if I wanted to keep that, you would have Furiten problems, but I think at least one turn of safety is probably warranted here, because I am you know, if that deals in, or if I deal in at all, I lose my dealership and I go into fourth, going into all last. It's a very, very scary spot for me. So I think, since I don't have immediate plans to win the hand, just blindly pushing is probably just overly dangerous here, especially since I have at least one tile of very good tiles. The bad news is that I do have 4 tiles and several of them are extremely dangerous. Like I'm holding a Dora that I can't see any of. So very, very worrisome. I'm assuming everybody is just going to hold these, but I should keep it just to keep warning people, keep the threat alive for Daisungen. All things considered, I think maybe wait one turn on throwing that. But at the time, I guess I wanted to push. We can now see that all 3 of these are safe. This is safe, and this is safe, and this is safe. So any of those choices are fine. Green comes out. I remember not liking this tile. We can't really see much in Sozu. They're all kind of missing. And I remember really not liking this tile. So I think I threw the green dragon. Yeah. We chucked the green dragon immediately. I'm going to give up on my threat now that it's come out, and just going to try and find some way to land the bird here. And plus we know that's safe, right? So, again, this might be a little bit weak. Maybe I'm supposed to just push as played, since I've already pushed a million times. Upin is pretty scary. I think I'd like to throw the 9. Yep, throw the 9. Fine. Okay, now we know the 5 is fine. And then Kami is going to go ahead and con into this reach and into my showing, which should be pretty scary. Like, we know it's not this, right? But into this reach and into my showing, that con is very, very scary. So we assume they have something significant. And then reach when they pick up their Rinchan tile. Scary, scary, scary. So, I know the Chipin is safe against both players. I don't know anything about these Sozu, and I think they're very scary. I can't see Dora, so of course we're never ever throwing Dora. That's very scary into 2 reaches. I think at this point I was interested in abandoning my hand and just playing for safety. I wanted this one first. Now that I'm looking at it, right? A couple of reasons why I want this one first. The Chipin is explicitly safe, whereas this is probably safe looking at their last 5 discards, but we don't actually know that that's safe against them. If they magically have like a 5/8 weight, can they have that? Here's a 6 here, here's a 6 here, 6 here. They can't have it. Never mind. This is fine. Never mind. This is fine. And I feel like I had a better feel for that at the time. We now see that the Sunzel is going to be safe. And I pick off another Dora. So these 2 are safe. I don't really care which one of them we throw first. That's fine. They're both just floating tiles for me. Although I can't really use this because I have a lot of phototin problems, right? That at least I can make some draws to. I can use that tile. And it's closer to the new Dora. So, maybe? I draw another pair and we know this is safe. So now we have a hand again all of a sudden. We have Toi Toi, Dorani, and Tuyaku. Always nice to actually have a hand and a safe tile. We'll just kind of navigate from here, but maybe we get lucky. So we had 6 different plans. And accidentally walk into dealer Baimon. That's gonna be Toi Toi Haku. That's south. I'm sorry. Toi Toi Nan Haku Chun Honitsu Dora-san is Tenhan. For the sake of it, let me actually look at what their hands were here. So this player was Shabo 8. Or Shanpon. What do you have? You have 3/6 Mon? No, I'm sorry, you have 2/5 Mon. I'm sorry, that's not a... I missaw that. I'm sorry, you have 2/5 Mon. Which is mostly dead. Can I look at when they reached? So, of course, I'm cheating. I have the little red warnings, right? But I can see 1 in your hand, 2, 3, 5 Mon. 1, 2, 3, 2 Mon. and we're against this. I don't love that chase reach. If they want to be aggressive, like they're last, and I understand they don't really want to wait for me to figure this out, wait for them to figure this out. So from last, it's fine. You should push. I immediately retract my argument. You should push. So they drew into the 7 here, right? They had the 7s. They drew into this 4. They drew an extra shape. And then we're going to need to discard something. So whatever they discard, it's going to be reach. Yeah, okay, fine. Okay, fine. This hand got away from me. It was very, very weird. I think I got extraordinarily lucky here, but it ended up turning the entire game around. And I get away with a robbery here and then take a lead, which I was able to hold on to. Very, very weird. I don't really make Mahjong videos, so I wanted to make one right quick and put it up and see if anybody is interested in talking about some Mahjong. Thanks for hanging out.